So this is going to be my Last Chance U. It's not my NFL video. It's the Last Chance U review, but I've only watched so far part one. I've only watched two series so far, but I watched the last one first because for some reason Netflix just put it first, and maybe it's just that was just on phones because that's how I ended up starting watching the first series on my phone. So do you know what? So everyone's saying do film reviews, and I do need to do film reviews, but I feel like I go through stages of liking films and liking see these things. When I do these videos like this, the conversation just goes anywhere, doesn't it? But a lot of people message me saying that's what they like. It's like the best one was a thing you said. What did he say? He said it's like listening to your mate have a conversation who doesn't shut up. A lot of people are saying it's good when I just go off subject and that. So today's a content day where this weekend I've got fuck all responsibilities. So I'm just going to do a few videos because they're funny to do that and they're enjoyable. Although I do need to nip out to the shop at some time between now and 8 o'clock. So how many videos can I really do? I'm definitely going to do this, my Last Chance U review. I'm not going to do the NHL one because maybe this could be coupled into the NHL one a little bit. Yeah, probably. I don't think I'll ever do that NHL one. I'd have to actually research it. I can't be arsed, and I still can't get into the games. Maybe if I get more into it. And then I'm going to do the fasting video today, although if you fucking look at the size of me, I haven't fasted since Lost Village, but that's proof that fasting works. I do need to get back into the fasting though, and I will get back into the fasting. I've just had a message saying, please remove everything from your bin to fucking improve speed. I bet that they've been on these. I've had a Mac now since 2018. Obviously, this is a new one because my other one broke. Still don't know how to work them. Don't know how to do anything on them. Mad. So hard to do anything. I feel like I could still turn on a Windows PC now, and do anything on the Windows PC. Find anything on these. I still don't know how to find things. They're fucking ridiculous. What was we actually talking about on this? And how much had I said? Last Chance U. We haven't spoke about that yet, have we? Had we spoke about Last Chance U? Well, I'm going to jump into Last Chance U. So I've been watching it. So I've got in my job now, I can watch stuff whilst working. You can, and it actually helps you do the job better if you watch something. So that's why they allow it, yeah. And when I first started there, I wasn't allowed to watch stuff, but now I can watch stuff, and I am fucking sick. I'm rapid at my job when I watch stuff. So I get through. For the first time now, I can watch things again. I've never been able to watch things for ages. Like when I'm on my own, I can't watch things. I just get too preoccupied to I always have to pause things. I'll watch a film for 3 hours, and then I'll only be an hour and a half in because I'm just always missing things, rewinding it, pausing it. Like I just get fucking preoccupied by things. That's why the cinema was always good for me because I'm in there. I can't mess about on my phone. I can't fucking get up and do anything because I can't sit still. I have to sit still and watch the film. So, but I feel like I didn't used to always be like that because I used to fucking watch a lot of films at home and a lot of series at home and that. So, don't know. But I definitely can't now. I just can't sit still enough to watch things at home. So, if I do, I'm playing on my phone. It's bad, innit? So, watching things now, I've creamed about fucking 5-6 series on my own recently because of work, but Last Chance used a lot. So it's good. I don't watch anything. I watch it I won't watch it at home. More for my thing when I'm at home, just watching things on my own. It's like YouTube, but never. I feel bad, but never someone like this talking just shit into a camera. But more like I've said before, like UFC videos on YouTube or old boxing videos on YouTube or live. There's a couple of live podcasts I'll sometimes just throw in the background because I feel like everything I watch now is background, just stuff in the background, and then I'm going through a documentary phase where if I actually do put something on, I want it to be a documentary. I've been watching some shit documentaries because it's just stuff in the background, but films and series I struggle, but I feel like I'll start watching a lot more. The only problem is I can only use obviously streaming things on my phone. So I can't, because I reckon I would never found Last Chance U if I could watch Hard Knocks in work, but I can't. So Hard Knocks has kind of been on at home in the background, as that's been another little background thing I've been using, but I haven't really been watching it. I used to watch Hard Knocks not when it first came out, but I remember catching one of the series as it was coming out. I think after maybe when Sky started getting more American stuff, I don't know, and then I had loads to binge. So I do like Hard Knocks, but I can only watch Hard Knocks at home. So unless there's a way, and anyone knows a way to watch it on my phone. So I watched Last Chance U. I watched The Swamp Thing about the Florida one. I don't know if I've said this in a previous video or something, but I watched the Swamp Kings about the Florida one. But and I think I have said this. Maybe I've said it. I liked the Florida team. I liked them. I liked the Florida team. I thought that because I'd never been into NFL. There's periods of times where things are going on, and I feel like teams are in the news, or you find things out later on and then it makes you like a period of time. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I randomly know about random teams in the. I didn't realise Bobby was just under the table, and I just fucking kicked him. He's just under the desk while I'm doing this, so I know about like random teams in the past. So I did kind of know about that Florida team, but only because I found out a lot later and then looked into the Florida team. I didn't know about it at the time. Was Tim Tebow. I was obsessed with the Tim Tebow story about how massive he was as a college thingy and then how much of a bust he was. And then I knew about Aaron Hernandez, and when I think I found Tim Tebow first. I definitely did, and then Aaron Hernandez. Like I found out about him through a bit before the Netflix documentary, but not much, because there was a podcast that came out about him that got rave reviews, and I listened to it. And it was fucking like they went well deep into the case and everything. That was back when I used to work at the Salvation Army, and I could listen to podcasts and do my work. I used to consume all podcasts, and I listened to one about Aaron Hernandez, and it was unbelievable. And that's how I knew about his story. But then I looked into it and found out who he played for and stuff, and was like, whoa, Florida team, him and Tim Tebow. And I looked into, they had a few players, didn't they, that went on to do like not big things, but like be okay players or like popular players and stuff. And I loved that. So I loved it when they had the Untold on Netflix, 6 series. That got me into watching quarterback at work. Loved it, and then Hard Knocks, and then Last Chance U. But I still can't get into the American football games. I do like watching the chop down highlights for that thing, but obviously they're dramatised as well. I don't know. I think the game's just too stop-start, and I just don't think it's for me. And I don't think I'd ever stay up late enough to like watch it. Maybe I will. I don't know, because I never. Maybe 1 year I'll catch the Super Bowl. Still never, ever, even just by like my mates having fucking a Super Bowl party, which I don't think ever happened in Bolton, but never watched a Super Bowl. I just can't imagine I ever will either. But I am liking reality side of NFL. But yeah, Last Chance U. So I finished Series 5 and Series 1. Series 5, I didn't, like I said, Netflix just started that for me, but it was on my phone at work, and then obviously I watched it. Did I watch any of that at home? I think I might have watched all that in work, but then series, so but I did realise with a couple of episodes left that I had watched the wrong series first. And it's weird, because I was even thinking, when I always ruin series by reading the ends of things, and I had ruined it probably a couple of episodes before, and they were talking about the pandemic with some of the players, because during the whole series I can't help but Google the players in the series, and fucking I end up deep diving in Reddit. I end up on like if they've got the Wikipedia page, which they usually don't, I end up reading all different articles from back in the day, seeing what happened to them, what clubs they've gone to, all the way through it. I'm just Googling all the players. And you end up ruining the fucking thing for you, which I did. Although I didn't ruin the one for Series 1. I managed to not ruin... And I feel like I watched all Series 1 forgetting that fight had happened until like quite near the end. Oh shit, shall I say spoiler alert? Spoiler alert. Maybe don't go to... Nah, there's going to be spoilers. Yeah, spoilers in this video, definitely. Should I put spoilers on it? Or I could have ruined it for someone. Anyway, well, no, because the fight's in the first episode. So there's a fight in the first episode, and then I feel like and it was like I kept thinking, I can't wait to see the outcome of this fight is, what goes on. And then forgot about it all the series, you know. I feel like I didn't think like, oh my God, there's still going to be a fight at the end. It proper fucked them up, didn't it? Obviously, because of what it cost them. That was madness. But... So anyway, the original point. So these videos, and people say this is what they like. They like the fact that I go off topic all the time. I don't know if I've said that already at the start of the video. I feel like that's what I have. A lot of people do reply to me and say like they're good, the sound, they like it. It's just like you're just chatting shit, and it's easy to listen to. So they're not all that. So the football one, the football weekly podcast with the 3 other lads will never ever be stoned ever, and the combat weekly one, well, has never been and should never be stoned. Oh no, that one time, but that's when I did it when did I record that Combat Weekly, when I was stoned? Was it Friday? Yeah, but Thursday, it's always on a Thursday, and I'd never be stoned. Why would I ever be stoned on a Thursday? And then probably my film reviews and all that won't be, but this one is, because I'm just having a fucking day today. I think I said at the start of the video, I've got a weekend off, so today's just a day making videos, talking shit. I said I need to go out, and so I feel like I'm just repeating myself now because I forgot the train of thought. But let's go back to Last Chance U. So, series, I'm just going to be. How long's this video going to be reviewing these two things? And I'm 10 minutes in now, just gone over the 10-minute mark, and I don't think I've reviewed a single second of any of the series that I've watched. Right. So let's start with the first series I watched. So better overview of the series. So I watched series 5 first, and I enjoyed series 5, yeah. But if I had the chance to watch this back, I would watch it from the start because series 1 was definitely better than series 5. Does anyone else other than me? Well, not other than me. I must be people. I always called them series. I called it series 1, series 2 instead of. Do you know what I mean? But now I feel like the whole thing's called series. The whole program's called series, and now they have seasons. Did we just copy America and I just let it take over? Because I feel like we never used to call it that. My older generation. I feel like we would say series 1, series 2. So the one I watched was series 5, and I've watched series 1. And then the show would just be called Last Chance U. It wasn't called a series. I don't know. Have I made that up? Because I always say series. I'll say, oh yeah, I'm up to series 5. And then I think, oh, it's season 5. No one ever uses series 5. I don't know. But anyway, I do that all the time. I don't know if that's a fucking common thing or if I'm just had it wrong all my life. But yeah, season 5 is good. And it got me hooked, obviously, because I'm now watching season 1. And sometimes I'll drop out a series midweek. But through it. But the number 1 is better. And I wish I'd started from the start. But then again, I would have ended with Finger. So now it depends how 3 and 4 are. I'm on season 2 now and I'm hooked. Like, I can't wait to see what happens with this team because I feel like. So, should I just cross between the two? Yeah, because I feel like series 1 and both of them. So, if you look at the head coaches, it's weird because I feel like with the head coaches, you're like, they're both hard on them. And I feel like you don't like them both at one point. But then I think, what was he called at Laney College? Oh, fuck, what was he called? Bob. Oh, no. How can I not remember this? Let me Google this. See, this is another going to be a thing where I just end up on my phone Googling things. But when I find things out live, because I've done no research on these videos, I feel like how I react to finding things out is good. What was his name now? See, and this is another, and I'll keep pointing out the things that people say they like, so they're good. People say they like this, where they're onto something. I'm not onto it, and it's how like frustrating it is, like shouting, "This is it, this is the answer," and I just fucking don't know. Right, what was he called? Crew? No, featured staff. Buddy, no, but I didn't want the one from this season. I knew Buddy's name. For fuck's sake, Laney College. Oh my god. I needed season 5. I fucking knew the one from season thingy. Laney. John Beam. I feel like you didn't like. There's times through that where you think he's a bit of a knobhead, but then he wasn't. He cared about the players. He did care about the players. He was old schooling. And I guess was Buddy his age? I don't think Buddy was his age. How old's the difference between the two of them? Can you click on? Have they both got Wikipedia pages? Oh, John Beam's not got a Wikipedia page. Bucky Stevens, Buddy 57. How old was John Beam? So maybe I'm giving John Beam age. Maybe I'm giving Buddy a bit more stick. Born in 59. If you're born in 59, how old are you? I can't find anywhere because he's that small time. I know it sounds bad, but there's no. Oh, he's 61 years of age. No, starting in 2020. So he's 64. 7 years. I don't know how much of a difference you'd have in culture by 7 years. But maybe because he grew up in California, didn't he? So he's obviously had a bit more difference. Whereas that Buddy's definitely from the South somewhere. I've watched the whole series, can't really think where. See, I think the South one's well. I think the first series is well better because I love the South of America. I always have. I always loved the music. I always loved the accents. I loved like the way they used to live at that. Obviously not the racist South, but the black South of. Like if you look through the years of like Outkast and stuff, he's well sick. Even all the rap, like a lot of the rappers from fucking like 21 Savage when how he raps and how he talks and that. Do you know what I mean? J. Cole, actual southern rappers with the voice and everything, they're fucking well sicker. J. Cole's definitely something like what I was thinking then is J. Cole southern. I'm thinking New York, as if he's from New York. There are obviously very good rappers from New York, but he's not from New York. So what we're talking about, so I feel like John Beam, as everyone calls him, is like probably I'd say he's probably a better coach than Buddy because he has okay players, but not like stupidly better players. Whereas Buddy, I do feel like Buddy's more of a blagger if I work out the two. I think Beam genuinely cares, but he's old fashioned and a hard ass. Like he is hard on him. Whereas Buddy to me was a bit of a blagger. Like he was I know it sounds ridiculous because Beam's probably the best of he's probably the best part of his team. His coaches are good, but he's probably the overriding best part. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Buddy, I feel like just hired the best coaches and had the best players who because of like such a broken NFL. I don't really know the NFL, but like I know that I've been reading into how so I like pick up on things, obviously because I don't care about the NFL really, but I pick up on things that I find mad, and I find out that they've got no sort of like academy or anything system for the NFL. I only just realised that when I read it by someone said it on Reddit, and then I ended up like looking into all the like different articles and niche people talking about it and that. And there is no like academy system to the NFL. How mad's that? Think about football, how big academies are for the reproduction, but the fucking turnover of players and everything. There's no academy system in NFL. I guess this is going to be my NFL review video a little bit. There'll be little bits of NFL like things I've found out sprinkled in, but yeah, no academies. How fucking ridiculous is that, and how crazy is that? So these schools are just used like farms, aren't they? So I've still never actually, you know what? I've been deep diving into it, and I still don't know, but I've just assumed it is just because of like surely that's how it works. D1 and D2 teams is the goal for these schools these to create players that the D1 and D2 colleges. Someone can tell me this in the comments in it, because I still keep saying, look, check it up, and I never do. Do they pay a fee to the university to take these players? And that's the whole point of it. They have to pay like a flat fee or something, because obviously then they're making a flat fee they're making so much money from them. So do you know what I mean? I need to snooze that alarm, because I do need to do it. But can I keep snoozing it every 9 minutes? No, I'll tell you what, I would do that if I wasn't doing these videos, but for now, I'll do what you should do from the start, is I'll just save it I can do it, because in an hour I'm going to do 2 videos. Yeah, definitely 2. Originally I thought I'll do loads, but I'm going to do this one and a fasting one, and that's it. So I've set that for an hour, and I do still need to go out sometime. I need like an hour and a half out to like do my rounds at the shops. Well, I need to go to 2 shops, that's it. I need to go to Lidl, and I need to go to like a supermarket, Sainsbury's or Asda, preferably Sainsbury's. They do better potatoes. Well, not better potatoes, sorry. I can't be asked to make it. I want mash, but I honestly just can't be asked making mash. But Sainsbury's do a really nice pre-made mash. And I know there's a Sainsbury's and a Lidl together, so I can go there. What was I talking about then? What was I on about then? Right, but I think I was going into NFL territory about them not having an academy. But yeah, so these schools anyway, I feel like Buddy just abused the system, kind of, and had like not abused the system, but he could get the best staff, take them. So there was nothing that this was obviously by design. At that place, there was nothing to do, was there? It was a proper tiny town in the fucking middle of nowhere in Louisiana, or was it Mississippi? Sorry, Mississippi is in Louisiana, isn't it? See, that's something else, is it? Mississippi in fucking hell, Mississippi. That's how I say. That's how I say. How I know a second, you know. I've always been taught that, and I still stick to it to this day. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and I've timed it definitely on my watch before, and it's right. That's Mississippi. Yeah, so Mississippi's in Louisiana, and so Mississippi's not big in Louisiana, I don't think, but this is like a small town in Mississippi. It's fucking sick. Some of the people that are there, like that Wyatt, mate, obviously. So I was fooled into him. This shows that how unknowledgeable I am. So I watched that full for series thinking, this Wyatt's good, like obviously he's sound. Obviously not really understanding NFL players or anything. I couldn't understand why this John Griffin weren't great when they all thought he was going to be great, and then he ended up getting a good school and everything. But I think obviously, so it only worked out late. I've only since realised later from a few people saying it when I've deep dived on Word. They say like how Buddy's team just played like not safe, but not like just aggressive, quite boring, calculated football, do you know what I mean? And so like a quarterback who runs and who's got a bit of flair was never going to do well in the team, whereas Wyatt, who was just like could do everything simple, because they said they don't do something to do with not having like multiple players. Like the best teams have multiple players, whereas these would always have like one player down, so like the quarterback had one thing to think about. That's what I read anyway, but I didn't think of it like that, so that's why obviously he never got really invited to any proper schools. But in his head, because you got to think I feel like the ones in Series 5 are well more switched on and clued up than the ones in Series 1 in terms of the actual kids being, but then again, that fucking, what's he called, DJ, or was he the second one? What was the guy called? Is it DJ in Series 5? DJ Season 5, Last Chance U. The white kid, the white wide receiver. What was he called now? Not DJ. DJ Law's Series 1. Oh my God, what's the wide receiver called? The white wide receiver kid. Not Deion Scott, the other one. And he was, and all through the series, no, for the first half of the series, I thought he was being mistreated and that. Can't find his name anywhere. Anyway, for the first season, I thought for the first half season, I thought he was like mistreated and he was quite good because of like the stuff he said in his interviews. But then I think I just realised quite quick that RJ Stern, that's it. I was thinking, then I think like towards the end, and then obviously reading up about it after the series, and I think I had realised to come to the conclusion like he's a bit deluded. He wasn't that good because he was another one when he got offered to play. Didn't he get offered to play at D2 and he thought he was too good for it? At least Wyatt fucked it off completely. But I end up looking at all the players' Instagrams and everything. He's fucking smashing life in, but completely different. Doesn't play football at all. He's gone quite fat. He's like a proper farmer, I think. Well, he is. He's got a fucking farm. He's got a massive farm. But if you remember on the first series, I only remember it because I've just finished the last 5 minutes of the episode. I finished the last episode last night, dead late last night, after I did the fucking betting video, so like 1 a.m, and I was that tired watching it that I turned the last like 6-7 minutes off and watched it like just now. But then to be fair, because I was sat fucking getting ready, I ended up watching like 10 minutes into series 2, but even that looks good. So that's another thing what I seen at the end of series. So I didn't feel like I feel like my full opinion on Buddy was just bad start to finish. Didn't like him at all. And then even the times when he was like, even the time at the end when he was like, I don't want to ruin it for people, but I'm guessing people have watched it. Why would you watch a review or something if you've never watched it? 21 minutes this video. This could go 40 minutes talking about Last Chance U. Who's going to listen to this? Who's going to listen to this start to finish? Surely nobody is listening to half an hour. This will be no shorter than half an hour minimum. Surely no one's listening to an half an hour video about Last Chance U minimum. But we're going to crack on anyway. So even at the end when he does a turn and he's like, I've watched the video and I can tell. Oh man. So I've watched the video and I can tell like I'm proud of you now, and I feel like that was just him trying to get on the right side of it because of how bad he looked. He knew he was going to look, how bad he was going to look, and how bad it was, and how like he spits his dummy out, doesn't he? Like I do accept he's a winner, Buddy, in that. And no, you see both sides, don't you? Like he can see it as don't fight, but it was impossible for him to not fight. But also, what I will say about Buddy, and I read this and I never thought about this until I read it, and then I think, yeah, and I still understand it. I'm not against him for it. I don't feel like I'm against him for this reason at all. But if you've got a heated rivalry with another team, yeah, big rivalry, and like you used to do it all the time with all the shit teams, but fair enough, run them over, and I even run these over. I'm not against it, but you just can't not. I'm like not against anything that happened, but you can't blame any of it that happened, if that makes sense. Like they were fucking terrorising them, mate. They were like 40 something up before even half time. I don't understand all the fucking terminology, but half time, mate, they were 48 up, and they were still scoring. He did a timeout so that he gets is that so you get possession of the ball? Because then it said we'll regain. I don't understand. Does a timeout mean they swap straight over to you? Is that what it means? Because why did they get possession of the ball by doing that timeout? Anyway, they were doing timeouts when they were 48 up to get possession of the ball, got to score more against this team. And every time they score, they go over the top on the celebrations. They all jump up. They're all doing all these chants. Like it's half cringy but funny. So the other team was always obviously going to start kicking out. And they were kicking out. They were kicking out because they were getting terrorised. You would all... Imagine if you was playing your biggest rival, you're 9-0 down, they're scoring, they're going at you, they're terrorising you. Every time they score a 10th goal, they're overdoing the celebrations and that. You'd start snapping them. And that's what happened. And then they had a big fight. But I don't blame... He goes off. Even his staff are all straight away like, "Are you messing? Look, our player was getting. They were stamping on the player. He was in bad shape when he afterwards. He was fucked. They were battering him. They had to all jump in, and even all his coaches. No wonder one of them left. One of them left and one got, or maybe just one of them left. But no wonder he left. Like he was even saying like, mate, like. They were all for it, weren't they? They were saying, what are you on about? Of course, they had to. Mate, one of the players from that last team they played smacked the coach before the game even started, split all his head open, didn't he? He had to have stitches and everything. So that set the tone anyway. So they had to defend the mate and have a big fight. And, well, they're all... Do you know what the worst bit was, right? Once the control had been lost, Buddy and a couple of the people, they're not pushing the other team away. We've got Wellmore there because they're at home. They're pushing the fucking Buddy's team away, the Lions, whatever, the EMCC, whatever they're called. He's pushing the Lions players away when they're already outnumbered, getting filled in. It's fucking mad. Sick that fight though. I must have rewound that so many points. There's mad shit going on all the time. Like loads of shit. So many other... That's one thing I think that helped the other team as well. A lot of them Lions players seemed to be shitbags deep down, didn't they? Because they weren't jumping in, they weren't getting stuck in. A lot of them were like backing off, watching the mates get twatted. And that's not me trying to be any sort of hard man. You couldn't sit there and watch him, like one of your mates get twatted, could you? Like proper twatted. There's no chance. Right, so yeah, I've ruined the whole thing for it anyway, but so I feel like Buddy was just a bit of a knob, like, and then when he, like, that time he pushes that player and pushes him twice and then pushes him a third time, like, so much that he almost falls over this big, and he's a big guy, obviously. I think he tripped, to be fair. Sure he trips over, like, the bottles or something, and he goes, you don't need to be pushing me after he's pushing the third time, and just because he just dared to say, don't push me, mate, this staff can't be pushing the players. I get they can, like, it can be, like, proper aggressive to them, and even, like, patting them and, like, I don't know, grabbing them and that, like, in an aggressive, but not like he was pushing him. Do you know, like, confrontational with a kid. The guy's in his 50s, and even then I'm thinking, like, he's a knobhead. Whereas I think he never put his hands on his players, did he? The court did Beam. Can't imagine so ever. Everyone said he was well tougher as well. He's been coaching 40 years. I bet he must just love life. Like, he's obviously never. He had, considering how much the property was now worth in Auckland, he had, like, a nice house, didn't he? Well, nice house and that. He's probably. I kept thinking can't be on mega money, but I bet he just loves life doing what he's doing. But Buddy just seemed like almost like a Mourinho. I don't know how to describe it. Like, he had the best of everything, all the best players. Imagine if Buddy went to a school. I reckon that Beam could get okay teams to do well, which he does with this team. Whereas Buddy had to have the best team, all the best everything. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I was saying. That was a big thing. The reason why why that college is in Louisiana, because all these kids are mad kids, aren't they? They've all got mad shit going on in their life. They're all proper gang-banging kids who've been kicked out of colleges. So it has to be somewhere where there's nothing for them to do. There's fucking nothing for them to do, is it? Absolutely nothing. I can't believe that. And do you know what? I don't think this season 2. I don't think season 5 had that. It was quite good how they went into that the homecoming queen and shit. All that shit's good as well when it's on, like, a reality TV show. All of it, all of series 1, 6. Series 5 is also sick. Do you know what I like? Do you know what I like about series 5 as well? Oh, I don't know if I like it, actually. Maybe that's one thing I don't like. No, there's bits of it I do. So I feel like it deep dived more into the characters. So you'd seen their at home life and everything. Whereas series 1, they all lived in campus, so it was all there. They would go home and follow them for the odd day, but it's not the same as seeing them, recording them all day in their everyday life. Like, seeing how that fucking, what was he called now? The one they all loved, but he only ended up going to Hawaii, the wide receiver. Fuck's sake. What was his name? Why do I not know any of the players' names? But I do know him. What was he called in the first one? Oh, Dior. I should have remembered that. Dior Walker-Scott. Seeing, like, how he was sleeping in his car all series, mate. How mad was that? Obviously, I'm guessing he just used the facilities, like, as clean. Well, he would have. But he was sleeping in his car all series. Good on him, because he didn't want to go back to his dad, mate. See, I didn't think I was going to get into his dad and that. How bad was his dad? When he was telling the stories about his dad and when you knew about what had happened, and his dad weren't denying them stories, mate. How bad was he sending his kid to school in girls' clothing to teach him a lesson? That is child abuse. That's not discipline. That's child abuse. Sending your boy kid to school, even if they want to be a girl at the age that he was saying, I don't agree with any of that shit, right? But this wasn't that. This wasn't letting his kid. Even then, I don't agree with that. But this is what, because I feel like you're a kid to, you know what I mean, till you're 16 or at least a kid. Like, a kid where your parents make decisions for you until you're at least 16. Maybe after 16 you can make your own decisions, but even then it's still, I don't know. But this wasn't that. He was a kid whose dad was sending him in girls' clothing, who didn't want to be in girls' clothing because it's punishment. That's child abuse. Do you know how bad that child abuse is? His dad was a wank. I'm so glad he fucked his dad off. And it annoyed me because he really loved his grandma, and she was probably growing up one of the only... Like, I don't know what the situation was properly with his mum growing up. They didn't really get on, did they? She was a bit weird. And you can tell a lot of them were probably a lot worse than they are now when the season's on, when they've kind of got their life around. But the grandma was probably one of the only loving people to him, so he must still really love her. But she's, like, trying to push him to get back in contact. And I get it's her son, so she would never, like, look at him the same. And she's trying to get him to eat and sets him up even so her dad can. And when he turns, how tight's that when his grandma says, "Come round, we've got the family round," and that. And when he gets there, his dad's stood there at the drive, and he's like, "Fuck!" They set him up so his dad could speak to him. See how uncomfortable he is as well, that Dior, because he's a softie, that Dior. Like, how when he has, I don't know. I do feel like they give him a lot. The players and that do terrorise him for it, but I feel like we would anyone would terrorise him for it, and I'd get terrorised for it. Do you know how he has to, like, speak? No, it sounds bad because maybe I should fucking speak to one, but I feel like how he goes to the how he always has to ring her mum to chat to his wife, Bean's wife, because she's a therapist, and then, like, he always has, like, he always says he can't breathe, and he's having fucking all mad, like, do you know what none of the other players do? And he has, like, all mad episodes and shit, and, like, can't breathe and misses training because he says he can't sort his breathing out and stuff. And I just think that's a bit mad. And he was a softie, wasn't he? But then again, that's another one, because, like, Beam was proper hard on a few of the players. But look how much, I think, like, when he realised being hard on you is not going to work, so what's the point? That was good about him, because he was nice to Dior and he treated Dior dead well and actually cared and looked after him. But I think with the ones who he realised he could be hard on him, he was hard on them. RJ, mate. What was RJ? He thought he was a D1 player. He was never a D1 player, was it? It's the same. But then again, like I said with that, so as I was saying with the quarterback who came in, Wyatt I didn't even finish the story about his life. He's smashing life, but I feel like with him, I was thinking, how is he not got a D1 school? And someone said it was. I've already explained the whole thing about him with the. I've just realised I have said the whole thing about him being him making easy plays and that, so that's why he wasn't that good. So I don't even need to explain that. But yeah, so there's a few things I'm probably missing. What's good as well is when I watch the series now, I struggle to other than Trailer Park Boys, which I didn't struggle to, even though it looks really old. But it's just that good and that funny Trailer Park Boys where you can watch the old series because they're more just stupidly funny ones, because of how shit they are. Whereas I struggle to watch old things now. I can't really watch old films from back in the day. I can't watch old series. If it looks shit, I can't really watch it. But Last Chance U looks sick, all the series. I guess because 2015, when the first one was, sounds like a long time ago, but technology and filming was still sick in 2015. Look at some of the quality films we got. So yeah, they're all watchable and upscale. But yeah, one's definitely better. You definitely but it's weird because I feel like you like more individual players in 5 and you're more into the story, like Nuhu, whatever it's called. I loved him in Series 5, proper wanted him to do well, wanted him to succeed. I like the way that he was just trying to fuck it. He was literally, but he said that, but then he didn't really try in class, did he? But he was just trying to blag a university degree. But I feel like, I realised from number 1, because they had that Miss Wagner, the staff who helps blags them through, and I realised through reading online, that you can do pretty much anything in these exams and they'll push you through to the pass because everyone knows it, everyone's on it, that these players produce so much money that they just need to pass school. And some of them can't. Imagine having such an easy ride like that where all you have to do is show up for class, write a few things that's not plagiarised, and you will pass. And they all still can't be asked doing that, can they? None of them in any other fucking series. But Nuhu wanted that. He just wanted to be able to go to university, play well enough to get an easy pass, we'll show up to class, get an easy pass, and then, even though you've blagged that degree in America gets you. I didn't realise how important, is it degrees, diplomas, whatever, I didn't realise how important it was for the equivalent of finishing uni for us. It is to getting jobs in America. It must be another part of the broken system, people have to go to uni to get all that. I don't know, but it is. And that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to blag his way to a degree, as we would call them, so he could make sure he could get a decent job for his family. Sick. Good ideology. Loved him. He didn't actually back it up with his actions, but that's what he wanted anyway. And I think he would have, because he ended up getting a full ride, didn't he? I've looked into everything, full ride, walk-ons, I know what they all mean. He ended up getting a full ride at a Division 2 school though, wasn't it? I think that's fair enough if you can get fucking them paying for you to go to uni and you can still get a degree and you're just playing shit level of football. If that's all he wanted, if he didn't think he was ever going to be an actual footballer, then perfect. Go to a D2 team, clean everyone up, play well against shit people, and get dragged over the line to a fucking... Is it a diploma they call it and we call it a degree? Because they call it college football and that, but I don't get it. I don't get their system. Universities are their college, aren't they? And college are their universities. They swip it around. That's why it's Last Chance U, because it's college, innit? But our college. Is that what it is? That's another thing in the comments. Or someone tell me, is that it is? So they just swap them two round and that's what they call them. Universities are college and college is their university, and vice versa for us. But yeah, it's good. It is really good. Do I feel like I need to wrap this video because I really need a wee? What have I not talked about that? See, I'm going to end this video and I'm going to know that there's so much I haven't talked about, but I'm going to do a part 2 so I can review it all, and part 2 maybe I'll make notes or something, or I don't know, maybe it's just going to be better. But yeah, both are good. Series 1's well better and I can't wait for Series 2. I definitely hate Buddy a lot more than I disliked Beam. I feel like I ended up liking Beam. But as well, the last thing on Buddy, and I've only just watched this now, so the way he's recruiting the players, where he's saying the same thing. Obviously, I will say, you don't know how much they cut these things to make people look like idiots, because obviously it needs to be for TV, so they need characters to be liked or fit a certain way. So maybe Buddy, when he was recruiting different players who needed to be spoke to differently, he would say something different. But I don't know, every recruiting video says the exact same thing. I don't even know if that's the norm. Maybe all the recruiting videos are the same thing for every coach, and I'm just being a bit naive, but I feel like maybe not. Maybe some people would be a bit more personal on the players they were trying to recruit and would say something different, but he's just saying the same thing to them all, innit? And it makes me think it's how he is. He's the system of it. For me, he wants to do well for him. I know he wants the team to do well and he wants the players to do well, but he wants to do well for him. It's about Buddy, whereas Beam, I feel like, did care about the players. Right, I'm going to actually piss myself. Shall I stop the video and start? I'm going to stop the video and I'll go again. Or you can pause it. You can pause the video. Right, it's recording again. Yeah, I feel like I just did pause it. I don't know, it does say recording, it was paused. Well, let's hope if you can just pause it. I was going to piss myself then. So this is just going to be, because I've come back, I'm just going to do a conclusion. So both series are sick. I'm glad Laney's was just a one-off. I don't need 2 of that. But I'm glad this is going to be 2, because I can't wait for the next season, how things panned out, who stayed and everything. I can't wait. And then the 3 and 4 are different. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what schools are at or anything. Hopefully they're in the south again. Maybe they are, and that's why they went to somewhere different. Do you know what I just check right now? Should I check where, see, and not watch anything about it? But let's check where the university is now, just to see if I'm excited by the university. Also, obviously I won't. I don't know if they're good or anything, but episodes. Season 3. Where's season 3? I don't want to read any of the episodes. Doesn't tell me. Junior college program at East Sipping. So they do call college. Well, why do they call college football? Where it's like the teams that these go to, like, are these just the same as college football, but a well worse level? Ah, right. So why is it you as well? Last chance you. Because that's university, innit? I don't get it. I don't get the system. Someone explain the system of how it all works, how the university and college and what that. I don't get it. And what's between? Do they just go straight to secondary to university? Is there no how we do a 3-tier system? Is there none of that in America? Independence Community College in Kansas. That'll be good. Is it one where they're all? So hopefully, by it saying independence, maybe they're not all. Maybe that's the same where they all live at home and stuff, and they have to make their own money and pay their own things, because like obviously it being paid from, I prefer it when it's paid from. I think I can't decide anyway, but anyway, I'm going to conclude on it. So the first one's well better. I'm glad there's 2 series there. I'm not sure about the next 3. Maybe that's not put me, I don't know, we'll find out anyway. And even the 5th one was good, and it got me hooked to watch the rest. And I have seen there's another one, a basketball spin-off. I don't know if I like basketball. I feel like I do like the basketball documentary, and I did watch recently the one about the American Olympics team, and I've liked all the Jordan documentaries and stuff. But I don't know, maybe I feel like because there's so many players in an NFL squad and college squad, there's more characters and they bounce off each other more, and it's more. And I feel like how American football's played more for me. Like I like the like aggression of it and the rough, like how fucking all into it they are, even though they're all a bit cringy. The thing they do that they all have to say different sayings all through both series with all different players and all different managers, and it's like, why do they have to do all that mad thing at the end of the session? Like, why do they have to all sessions? You ever seen Michael Bisbin talk about how he did it off when he was coaching? Did he? So he when he was on it in the team. So when he was coaching, he didn't do it because he was coaching a British team. I'm sure he did the British team. He coached the British team, but when he was on it as a person, he wasn't in Team Britain, was it? Yeah, was he just on it with normal people? Yeah, he was on it with normal people. Day was in the team and he was in the team, and they would all go like, "One team on 3, 1, 2, 3," and he'd be like, "Oh, team," team, whatever his coach was on 3, and he said he used to cringe his head out, and it isn't it, but they all get into it as if it's like it's important to them, like it's that much of a rallying cry. Clap on 2, 2 claps, and he goes, when he'll go 2 claps, and they go 1, 2, and he goes, and that's it, they all get up and like, I think because he only does the clap thing and it's so cringy. Maybe he's old school and hates it as well because he only does the clap thing and finds it cringy. One of the players after it will do the mad shit when they're like, family on 3. Yeah, it's the worst at it, but that's just Americans. But yeah, this is my last chance you film review / NFL getting into it, kind of liking it. What team did I say I'd like if J. Cole likes the Carolina Panthers, innit? Is that who it is? Someone else said that's why they chose the Carolina Panthers, and I feel like if I choose a team, maybe that's a good enough reason. But then maybe that's not a good enough reason to throw. And then Meg's brother likes Baltimore Ravens, and I like Baltimore, but I feel like I only like Baltimore because of Jonah Davis. I think I should choose a Southern team if I end up choosing a team. I probably will choose a team, and then I can blag it if they ever get to the Super Bowl, but never have to watch other Super Bowl teams. But yeah, I'm getting into it. This is kind of an NFL video. I can't be asked doing one about fasting now, you know. This might be the only video I do today because it's 40 fucking minutes talking about nothing. Right, I'm off, bye.